cathedral was the work of generations and fully tested the era's technology prowess, artistry and financial resources. Stonemasons, woodcarvers and stained glass artists pooled their skills to bring their unique touches to the monumental task. Our journey begins in the quarry, where masons armed with nothing but wooden wedges and hammers shaped the very bones of the cathedral. First there was rough shaping, and then precision placement of stones. Each stone told a story, carrying 3 marks: the sculptor's signature, the quarry of origin, which ensured fair payment, and its destined place within the cathedral's grand design. It was considered a sacred endeavour. Even high-ranking clergy were known to lend their strength to the effort. A chronicler commended the Bishop of Lincoln, noting, "He not only donated his own fortune and the efforts of his workers, but also the sweat from his brow, often carrying loads of cut stone or lime for construction." The commitment to build a cathedral was monumental, a venture that demanded everything from the community. Imagine a medium-sized town, its population around 5,000, watching as their cathedral grew stone by stone, until it was capable of sheltering every soul within the town walls. It's no surprise, then, the construction of many cathedrals spanned over a century. "Happy is he who sees the church completed," exclaimed one poet. Despite the daunting time frames, France alone saw the completion of 80 cathedrals and numerous abbeys between 1180 and 1270. Throughout Europe, a total of 500 cathedrals were erected over 4 centuries, a testament to the era's remarkable architectural ambition and spiritual fervour. Funding these divine towers was a creative feat in itself. The financial responsibility often fell to the bishop, monks or canons, who dipped into estate revenues and launched fundraising initiatives to appeal to royal patrons and others. Wealthy patrons might finance specific parts of a cathedral, such as a chapel or a tower, in exchange for the promise of prayers or a burial place within the church. This practice allowed for the continual expansion and embellishment of cathedrals over centuries. Rouen Cathedral is nicknamed Butter Tower because it was partly financed by the sale of indulgences for butter during Lent, a period when dairy products were traditionally forbidden. And in Siena, Italy, every owner of a beast of burden was tasked with donating a yearly load of marble. Contributions also came in the form of stone, timber or labour. While local unskilled labourers were hired, many volunteered, driven by the promise of divine grace. However, the more critical tasks were reserved for skilled professionals. Carpenters were the unsung heroes, crafting structures that enabled construction to continue throughout the harshest winters. Their lodges laid the ground for what would become the Freemasons' order, a legacy of skilled brotherhood. Carpenters were also tasked with creating the necessary tools, scaffolding, platforms, ramps and pulleys. At the pinnacle of the skilled workforce stood the master mason, who acted as architect, supervisor and materials manager. This individual coordinated the work from quarry to construction site, ensuring seamless communication with the project's patron, coordinating every cut, every lift, ensuring that each piece aligned with the blueprint. The grand Gothic cathedrals from the late 12th to 13th centuries are distinguished by their expansive windows, filled with exquisitely crafted stained glass. The vivid colours of these artworks, derived from a limited palette including white, blue, yellow, green, red and purple, illustrating biblical stories and the connection between the earthly and the divine, explaining the Holy Bible to those unable to read. For an illiterate person in the 12th century, encountering stained glass windows within a cathedral must have been an extraordinary experience. This was an era devoid of printed images, where few would even see their own reflection in anything other than the stillness of water. The visual effect would have been profound, a level of colour and light they would never have seen in their daily toil. Each pane of glass radiating stories of saints and biblical tales in vivid hues. Not merely an act of witnessing, it would have been an intense interaction with the divine and the mystical. The grand windows, filled with biblical scenes in radiant colours, were the soul of the cathedral, drawing the gaze of the faithful upward, narrating tales of virtue and vice and the eternal dance between the earthly and the divine. From the noble figures of saints and kings to the whimsical carvings tucked away in nooks, the cathedral was a canvas of human experience. In Wells, a man grimaces with toothache, while in Amiens, sculptures caution against vice, a stone tapestry of life's lessons. Wells Cathedral features 200 statues on its west front, and Chartres boasts over 2,000. While royal and saintly figures occupied the main niches, smaller, more whimsical carvings could be found in secluded spots, offering a glimpse into more down-to-earth or humorous aspects of life. In medieval cathedrals, symbolism was widespread, with cowardice humorously depicted as a knight in retreat from a hare, and rebellion shown by a figure brazenly snapping his fingers at a bishop. Wall and ceiling paintings, particularly in side chapels, captivated the observer, leading their gaze upwards to the highest points. For an illiterate villager in a medieval town of 5,000, the slow emergence of a cathedral over a century would be nothing short of miraculous. Day by day, stone by stone, what began as an ambitious dream slowly transformed their skyline, embedding itself into the fabric of their daily lives. This colossal structure, growing alongside generations, would stand as a testament to human endeavour and divine majesty, offering a constant reminder to the community's shared purpose and faith. Its completion, possibly beyond the lifetime of those who laid its first stones, would symbolise the culmination of collective hope, resilience and devotion, an enduring legacy of their lives, intertwined with the divine. The cathedral stood as the epicentre of community life, a place for worship, refuge and celebration. Here the bishop and his clergy oversaw not just the spiritual, but the worldly well-being of their flock, a testament to the cathedral's central role in the tapestry of the Middle Ages. In constructing these cathedrals, the medieval world left us sermons in stone, wood and glass. The very act of their creation was a testament to faith, community and the human spirit. As we walk through these hallowed halls, let us remember the hands that built them, a bridge across centuries, a shared song of stone and light.